would you give this doggy a home? We go behind the scenes at Boxer Welfare Scotland.
And today we visit Boxer Welfare Scotland to meet 4 doggies looking for new masters.
She was a wee bit frightened to start off with, trying to catch.
She was.
Now have a wee look at you, darling.
But I think that is understandable, just under the circumstances. It's going to take a wee bit of time before we see that true boxer personality.
Boxer Welfare is a Scottish charity for boxers, for rehoming boxers that come into us. Some of them they're like split families that come in. Other ones are maybe neglect cases. It's just to get them rehomed into nice new families. People hand them in for various reasons. They can't cope with them because they don't know what a boxer is like. They've never had a boxer before. We have had a lot of dogs that have been abused, ones that have maybe been muzzled and harnessed up all the time. You get told that they're destructive and then you find out that it's not true. There's a lot of stories for the dogs that we see. We got a phone call from Dogs in Distress from Ireland if we would take the dogs over, because if we didn't take them they would get put to sleep. We don't really know much about the dogs that have come in, their history or anything, so they've just came for the pounds. Good girl.
There we go.
That's the girl. Well, one of them that's come in is really thin. They don't seem to have any health issues that we can see, but the vet will have to heart check them and whatever. But their ears and their eyes are clear and their feet are fine, so no lumps and bumps on the skin, so it looks good. Look nice. Good boy. Close. Quite good on the lead. You're a bit of a puller. When the dogs arrive into the kennels, we try to assess them as best as possible. Close. Good boy. To see whether they walk good, whether they're good with other dogs, whether they're food aggressive or toy aggressive, just to make sure what kind of home you would be looking for to rehome the boxers. I ended up getting another boxer for Boxer Welfare, but he's lovely and you just want to get these dogs rehomed, so I thought I would just help out. So that's how you become a volunteer. Can you sit? Sit nice? Good boy. Oh, good. Without Boxer Welfare, then the dogs would probably get put to sleep or we'd go to homes after homes because they would just get handed out to anybody. The best part about rehoming a dog is getting it to a nice home with a nice family and seeing it settled for the rest of its life. I hope that soon there'll be a family come along for to take Roxy and take her home and treat her how she should be treated.
You love every minute of this, haven't you?
I love boxers because they're just big clowns. They're just out for a carry-on all the time and full of fun and just make your day. What is it?
So beautiful. And joining us in the studio now are Kelly O'Rourke and Shona Thomas with Toby the Boxer.
Here he is, look at that face.
Girls, thank you very much for being here. Lovely just to see actually, I suppose, what goes on at your place of work. Now I need to be really honest and ask you, I'm a big dog lover myself, but I have always been very, very scared of boxers. I've always kind of had this image in my head as a kind of savage, wild dog, but I suppose that really isn't the reality.
Absolutely not. It's very rarely you'll meet an aggressive boxer. Most of the time they're just big and boisterous and over-friendly and in your face. However, we have met a couple, but it's more to do with how they've been socialised when they've been pups.
So it's how the dogs are reared, really, not the actual breed of dog itself?
The only time you'll encounter problems, really, is if the dog hasn't had early socialisation at all, or perhaps there has been maybe mistreatment, then it can be difficult to to help the dog after that. However, most of them overcome it. A bit TLC.
Well, beautiful Toby here, like the doggies that we saw there in a little bit of video, they're all looking for a new home, aren't they?
Yes.
So
Well,
4 in total.
Well, the 4 doggies actually got a home, didn't they?
They got
were in the
rehomed,
VT.
yeah. So
Oh,
the last
they did?
month, all of them
Sorry.
have.
However, you
But
haven't.
Toby's
have you,
still
Paul?
looking for a
Toby's
home.
still looking for a
Who
home.
would be suitable for Toby?
Toby's an 8-year-old male. You can see he's really laid back. He's an easygoing boy. I think Toby would probably... A house that's got a garden, somebody that would be there during the day for him. As I say, he's that wee bit older, he's still got a good bit of sparkle about him, but he's no over exuberant or anything. So he would just suit somebody that was around the house during the day, had a garden. The only thing we don't do is our dogs do not go to anybody that have children under the age of 5 years old.
And in the case of Toby, it is a family with older children if there is
If
children.
they're looking.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very important. Now, you guys just do such fantastic work down at the Boxer Welfare Scotland. Once the dogs are rehomed, I suppose it must be quite hard for you to separate yourselves from the dogs, but do you follow it up? I mean, do you make sure the dogs are being treated well?
We do. We always phone the family within the first week that they've taken the dog home, and then we can go out and see the dog, and then we follow up every 6 months to see how they're getting on. And we keep in touch with pictures and...
So there is backup later on. Should anything go wrong or should circumstances
So a lot
change?
of research is done before a dog goes out, and you know, obviously they look into a lot of details. You do home checks and things, and then there's follow-up care after that.
Wow. Well, by the looks of little Toby there, I'm sure we're going to be inundated with people wanting to take him up the road. Girls, thanks so much for coming in. You do such a great job. And hopefully Toby will be getting home. You'll have to keep us up to date with progress rather. And of course, all the details are on our website, stv.tv/the hour.